What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of how to actually post Twitter threads on Make.com, or not necessarily on it, but how to post Twitter threads at scale, right? So I've been building these different content systems in Make.com, and one of the snags that I ran into is that to post Twitter threads is a really difficult thing to accomplish. I'm going to talk through a couple of the different ways to do this, and what I found has worked best. So there's a couple different variations that I've tried. And I'll walk you through what they are here and kind of how they work. So this system basically takes an RSS feed, turns it into an article, and schedules it out on all these different platforms. And so this is the Twitter aspect of it. One of the things you're gonna want to make sure that you do is you have a hook tweet AI module and a regular tweet AI module. So I'm going to drop these prompts down into the description. These are prompts that I have engineered over hundreds and hundreds of different iterations. And you may have seen some of my past videos on the prompt engineering side of things, but if you haven't, I use this tool called Prometheus. I basically go in and try to build one-shot prompts here. So for some reason the login's being weird, but this is the thread, this is the prompt right here, and it works extremely well. It gets me 90% of the way there. And so basically what I'm doing here is I'm parsing out all the emojis, all of the characters that I don't want, that I'm having that as the input into the next prompt. And so I'm using that as an input, the original output of the thread writer. And I'm saying write a hook tweet to this thread. Here are the formatting guidelines. Here are the copywriting frameworks, and here are examples of great threads. And so that's the hook tweet. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm trying to store it in JSON, because essentially what I do is I run an API call to Typefully, which is a Twitter scheduling platform. So this gets you like 99% of the way there to actually make this automated. So I make the variable as the hook tweet plus the main tweet, and then I convert it to JSON, and then I run this request. And I basically have the content as the JSON string. Threadify is true. It's basically their platform's parameter to say, like, if there's more than 3 new line characters, add a new tweet. And then I basically just take out the Typefully URL here, and then put it into Airtable so that I can assign it to different VAs that I have going through and checking the formatting. But that's specifically because I want to add images and CTA tweets to mine. But if you didn't want to add images, it wouldn't be that big of a deal to just do it all on your own. And so the Typefully API, if it's confusing about how to set up the API call, basically you're just going to create a post request, and then you're going to put this as the API root URL. And then here are all the different parameters. And basically, if you're confused, all I did was I just copied all this, put it into ChatGPT, and said, here's the Typefully API. Help me write a post request. And then any errors that you get, you just run it back into ChatGPT. And so this is kind of what the system looks like. Essentially, once it hits this module, it automatically sends it over to Typefully. Whenever there's 3 new lines, as you can see, it like creates a new thread here. And then what you can do on Typefully is you can just add it to the queue. And so you can just have a queue saying like once per day you want to post a thread. And so every time you add it to the queue, it just keeps adding it one day out in advance. So that's kind of how the system works. The prompts will be down below. Typefully link will be down below. And so I'll talk through some of the other potential ways to do this. I've not found a bunch of success in these ways, but there's a couple different ways to think about this. So the other thing that I tried was I basically said, ask ChatGPT or Claude actually to output a like special character in between every single tweet. And then what I did was basically take a text parser, and I created an array, and I split the tweet. Every time that special character was hit, I created a new array item. So basically it had all of these different array items, and then I added them all into individual Airtable columns. And then I tried to go to another one and to like schedule out all of those individual Airtable columns or fields as specific tweets and to reply to it. But the thing is that the Twitter API is not good. On Make.com, there's no reply to a post feature in their version of the API. You can actually access it through this thing called XTweet API. It's like this third party. They're like connecting to the API, and you just sign into them. But it's really unreliable, and it just errors out very consistently. So I would not recommend that. And so there's two other potential ways to do this. So let me know in the comments if it'd be interesting to see how I've like been able to separate and parse out each of the tweets. But the only other way to do this is on N8N. They actually have in their Twitter API feature, you can reply to a post. And so for context, I literally hired a developer on Upwork to try to connect the Twitter API into make.com. And there's like the authorization stuff is really complicated, and the even on Twitter's V2 API, they still like the feature of replying to a post. It's not accessible. It's only accessible through like third-party platforms. I don't know why. So this is the essence of the system. Let me know if that was helpful. I'm gonna be creating more extensive Twitter scheduling and like Twitter system content in the future. But yeah, this is it for now. Let me know if that was helpful.